Always make sure the message I reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Dem YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
Broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, folks. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class. Episode number 348. I think my owner from last night. You understand? Last night was rough in terms of technical challenges. Hopefully we have ironed out those. I'm going to bring in Scotty soon. And when I bring in Scotty, I want him to tell me if I hear the echo on that ear last night. Because I think I fixed the echo there. And things Scotty looked like she paid for your internet last night. So, them things here. You understand? So, I'm bringing in her and she sound good night or then sitting there. You see it?
Good night, guys. How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Extra Class. Hope all goes well tonight in terms of my internet challenges.
Yeah. You sound hollow though. But that's not your fault. Yeah, peace. Big up
Am
to
I
myself.
echoing?
Yeah, right. So let me know if there's an echo coming through. Let me know. If that is the case, then I have to do some adjustment and loud and clear, Scotty. Mad. Lord Scotty look good and sound good. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, man. You're welcome. So, yes, Scotty, your background nice though, friendly.
I wonder where I get it from.
I wonder too. We love that blue wall there up at top still, but we need to fix back that. It doesn't go on. Yeah, man. So, the echo last night was on my end. I needed to do something inside the control of my audio interface and thing. Yeah, man. So, we're there now. Sis, you look nice and clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a shower earlier on. I went over by the beach today.
You go beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't swim though.
Oh, then that don't make no sense. Come like me go dance and a wine pan two girl, then that not play.
Good night, everyone. Good night. I'm glad that tonight the technical difficulties have been sorted out a bit, and I am looking forward to having a lively discussion.
Yeah, man. So last night we talked about quite a few things. Some of those things will come up back tonight and thing. I mean, I plan to stay here long night, you know. It's a makeup stream. You understand? And thing. Plus, me just feel kind of thinking if we earn some money this evening too. You see? Yeah, man. Me a good youth, you know.
Can't pay my bills with the internet bill.
Can't pay internet bill. That's good. So, we shall have to start. Yeah, I could start here, you know. Zane. So, me never send you the something there. The script, but it's alright, because as your phone.
That's good.
And I think your phone is fine. It's just that last night there were some issues with your internet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened last night.
Alright, so 2 key players in illegal gun running have been charged by the police. Remember last night I told you that, you know, while sometime with the breaking reports of guns being seized, we don't hear people being arrested. Because sometimes the police doesn't release the information there. And sometimes the investigation is at such where they can't divulge certain things because investigations are ongoing.
Is ongoing.
Yeah, man. So, 2 men considered to be key players in the illegal importation of firearms have been charged by the police. Give thanks, man. They got the police, them. The men are 36-year-old Jermaine Baker, a chef of Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'll read that again.
Okay.
The men are 36-year-old Jermaine Baker. Oh, we need a little music in our background to kind of join out a little nice, you know. We need to fix that in the future. Scott, me not lie, you look clean and nice still. Big man thing. The men are 36-year-old Jermaine Baker, a chef of Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the 42-year-old Dervon Brown, a construction worker of Bronx in New York. The chef and the construction worker have been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition in connection with the seizure of 21 guns at a warehouse in West Kingston on Friday, March 4. Among the seizure were 3 rifles, 18 handguns, 2,216 rounds of ammunition, and 51 magazines. Oh, the man never prepared for you. In a statement on Monday, March 7, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the crime portfolio, Fitzbailey, revealed that the 2 men had been taken into custody. The men were charged after being interviewed in the presence of their attorney. A woman who was named as a person of interest in relation to the seizure turned herself into the police and she was questioned. We know that attorney, which provides some information. You understand? So reports are that a quantity of the weapons was first discovered in a warehouse on Marcus Garvey Drive on Monday, February 28th. Now, following a search of the shipments, the rest of the weapons were discovered the following Friday. Oh. So you see the pre. One set of the weapons were found. Try to get the card like straight down here so. Kind of look away. Right, nice. See? So, them find one set of the weapon on the Monday and they continued searching and they found the other set on the Friday. It is understood that a small quantity of marijuana was also discovered and both men are to appear before the gun court on Friday, March 18. So that is Friday coming. So you see, and this is the next thing to sis. Like, and it might sound like me I defend the police and I'm not really defending the police. But when these things happen, you hear say, oh, the police set up sting operation. We don't know what the police do. We don't know what the police did, you know. We assume say that never go on. We don't know. The police don't come and tell you everything they do. That will not be wise. You understand? So it is always good to say things sometimes without the information. Zane and thing. Again, let me take the opportunity to say to the hardworking, law-abiding, good, honest members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who continue to make a difference in the crime situation in the country. I appreciate the service. You see it? Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Yet, DNJ, you know, it's a good question that you asked him. The other day, I think I say a good while, I say Finari stream, and I haven't been visiting the channel WhatsApp group often. So
he's in the group though.
Him in the group, okay. So I don't know if him time now match with the stream or what, and them something there. But me check out if him good there and I make you know. You understand? That's a matter of fact. As I say that, I call the fellow.
I'm sure I see him send me something since week.
Okay, me not visit the group in recent times, so. I mean, the messages come in and about, you know?
Yeah, but for the interact.
And thing. Alright, so 2 teens listed among 3 persons of interest in St. Andrew South. 2 who?
Teenage.
Roger.
Yes, sir?
Teach them, man. Where I deal with. Some people in our stream ask how them not see a long time, you know. You good? Oh, I figure as much. Cause I kind of start stream on Saturday mostly still. This is just a make-up stream. But we talk, as long as you're good. Yeah, man. DeAndre, brother, says things still there on your stop, you know. Everything balanced. Look who murder. Yeah, man. So him saying just busy with work, DeAndre. Give thanks. Cause so we have to remember something sometimes, you know. You understand?
And check in.
Right, yeah, man. So 2 teams
Yes,
listed.
they call me to the when they thing they
As
send
me
out.
get it, brother, then me know we have to find out where you're there first. I think
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
if a falls along, you understand? Cause me try to put my map first, you know, but then me still not sure what go on. So if me not get to you know, so me I head that side, you understand?
I really appreciate it.
And well, now that I purpose right still.
Same, sir.
So, we said that already. So, 2 teens listed among 3 persons of interest in St. Andrew South. So, 2 teens are among 3 persons of interest listed by the St. Andrew South Police in relation to several crimes in the division. Several crimes in one or two, you know. The St. Andrew South Police Criminal Investigations Branch want them all to report to the Hunts Bay CIB before noon on Monday, March 14. Tomorrow, that you know. You see? They are Paul Davis, 17. You have a 17-year-old youth named Paul. Paul Davis, 17, otherwise called Paulos, off Phillies Road and Alexander Road in Whitfield Town. Damian Davis, no, it's wrong. Damani Davis, 19 years old, otherwise called Damage, of Alexander Road in Whitfield Town. And Tamani, so you have Damani and Tamani, okay.
Tamani.
And Tamani Williams, 23 years old, otherwise called Chucky Boy, of Glen Road and Forrester Road in Whitfield Town. Detectives believe that these persons may be of assistance to ongoing investigations for various crimes committed in the division. So, youths, man, they say they want soon, you know, and do the right thing. By noon, I get a pastor, smarty. You see, because we not so no do nothing, you know. Well, me not so no do nothing, but me I say the man they want soon, you understand? So no do the maths and you know anything go. Big up to the people them on the building, you know. Richard General, want go on. Rosie B, big up on yourself, you know. MS, all of this, the moderators. Miss Levine, how are you? Ainsley Lewis, big up yourself, you know. You understand? And put Scotty on the screen, look a bit by herself. She nice. Alright, so vendor among two killed in Manchester attacks. So the Manchester police have confirmed the killing of 2 men in separate incidents in the parish over the weekend. So the victims have been identified as Orlando Cummings, 34 years old, a Eagle of Cross Keys in the parish, and a man known as O'Neill of a Greenvale address. They need to turn up so the police can give you a chat. According to reports, approximately 10 p.m. on Saturday, Cummings had just returned home from the Coronation Market in Kingston. The police say he was approached by 2 men who demanded money, and ordered him into his house. Cummings tried to escape, but was chased by the gunmen who fired several shots, hitting him. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. That sounds like a robbery, possibly. Just a come from off him hustle. Hustle the man who was in a left cross keys of Manchester and go, we are turning, you know, driving that to and back. Zane, and he probably did it from about Thursday night, you know. Okay, when market thing run off. And them man are good as in them bed all day Thursday and all day Friday and all day Saturday, you know, brother.
No man, them party Friday night.
Oh, them party Friday night. Party I keep?
Yeah, party never stop.
Oh, party never stop. Okay. In the other incident, residents in Greenvale reported hearing shots about 1 this morning. The body of a male was later discovered at 7 a.m. with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. Central Village, we spoke a bit about Central Village because 4 men were shot and killed by the police earlier in the week, including a 16-year-old boy. And we know that there has been ongoing feuds for that matter in Central Village
out there
for time immemorial, and apparently it continues. This time, 76-year-old among 2 shot in Central Village. So 2 days after police killed 4 men in Central Village, St. Catherine, gunmen struck in the community, shooting 2 people, including a 76-year-old man. So the latest shooting took place in Big Lane, in the Big Lane area of the community, and the injured individuals, both males, have since been admitted to hospital, the police said. So police reported that about 5:40 p.m., the 2 men were walking along the roadway. Upon reaching near the Big Lane New Testament Church, 2 men on foot approached and opened gunfire at them. The 76-year-old, who is a pensioner, was shot in the left foot. Because I assume the elder can't really run like that again, you understand? The other man, who is 46, was shot in the right hand. The gunman then fled. A foot and hand business. Both injured men were taken to hospital where they were admitted in stable condition. And the police said 12 9mm spent casings were found at the scene. A whole bunch shot fire, you know? 12. Well, then I guess at them the spent casing them found. Now on Wednesday, 4 men were killed by the police and 3 firearms were seized during an early morning operation in St. Joel Village. And the police said one of the now deceased was a 16-year-old boy from East Kingston who was wanted for murder. Ah, boy. Central Village. I don't know, man. I don't know when it's going to stop because from me a boy, I hear what things are going on in the village, you know. And as I grow into an older boy, the things then get more and more. And as I become a man it get worse. I know me I get to in an old age like it don't look like it
But
improve.
but
So.
but but even last night when you were saying that certain places that were not plagued with violence, like Portland and even in Manchester, like them areas they never really have them little stuff there going.
Mm-hmm.
But
My
like as we progress, it's like it's prevalent everywhere.
criminal migration is one of the factors. You know, for example, like when SOEs or ZOZOs declare in some places, man take with themselves and go set up shop somewhere else. And also, um, the proliferation of guns is transcending geographical boundaries and borders across the country. So that's
All
the
right.
next thing. So, yeah, so when dog have money, them buy ice cream, them buy chocolate. You know,
By
so
chocolate.
chocolate kill dog, you know. So the man them a find some money whichever way, whether ill-gotten gains or legal. Because some of the man them we buy gun, them work a regular job, conventional jobs, you know. So
Mhm.
they not nothing to do with them money, man. All of them family are live alright. All of them niece and nephew are go school and them school fee pay and them book them buy and them shoes and good and nobody in
If
them
only that were
community
true.
nobody in them community na struggle and you understand nobody know them know no need help. So I gun them thing there, you understand? So it's a number of reasons as to why some parishes that were relatively peaceful in the past are now being affected significantly by crime and violence. Sad situation. Speaking
Very
about,
sad.
said Mary, 16-year-old boy stabbed to death in Castleton. A teenager died from stab wounds which were inflicted during a dispute with a man in Castleton, St. Mary on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as 16-year-old Jamal Lewis of Shanty District in Castleton. Now, according to information from the police's corporate communications unit, Lewis and the man were involved in an altercation in the community about 7:30 p.m. on Friday. During the fight, the man allegedly used a knife to inflict wounds to Lewis, who collapsed and was taken to the hospital where he died while undergoing treatment. So a CCU
So the 16
representative
year old
was unable to confirm whether the suspect has since been apprehended by the St. Mary police who are probing the incident. Yes, sis.
no, I'm just saying the 16-year-old killed the
No, the 16-year-old died.
oh oh boy.
One fight we more than likely never need to go on, you know. You understand? So one 16-year-old was killed by the police the other day. Two 19-year-old were
Uh-huh.
murdered along with their sister.
11-year-old sister.
Run on one part. 16-year-old
Mm-hmm.
has stabbed to death. Two teenagers wanted by the police. You see what I think there?
Yep. I'm gonna tell you, say you they now want no meds. Me tell you that it's like everybody bad and me have to prove some bad. Even with school reopening and that me I say I come out. It's like me bad. Me tell you something bad, so me have to prove to you something bad.
Oh,
And that
okay.
me say I play out.
Internet I get shaky. I could hope it's the balance.
Mm.
I'm gonna in focus, man. I just
Mm.
when you tap your camera, so you push your camera, take your time.
And when the movies are wicked boy.
Brother, I see it on the screen, you know, I see it. I look on the screen,
One special place down at LPS, side I pass.
Which pastor?
See you Monday.
I don't know where you're talking. I not work off. I work with facts, brother. I don't know.
You see what they were say the archangel for doing deeds.
Oh, you mean Pastor Kevin Smith? Okay. So now that if you said the youth them not living to see no life, not even to see 20 January, Jaja. Kids are the future. Them say teach, shape made, the future that. Man, but you see, consequently to that, Richie, you have all of good kids across the country, man. So
Yeah.
whilst we are talking about some of the deviant ones, you have many good children who are being brought up with the proper morals and values and adhering to the rule of law and all of them something and a focus on them education and something. Thousands of them actually. Far more good youths than bad youth.
Not bad.
Far more. You understand? So that's just how you think set up still. Alright, show over there. You them get taken on regularly. Young man. Show over there. So, alright. Investigations. Oh, so people have been asking the question. I see quite a few streams that I've done now. People in the comments have been asking about the investigation surrounding the death of young Gabriel King, the 9-year-old child whose throat was cut after he was kidnapped with his mother. Yes. Based on my observation, well, not observation, I have heard police officials mention that they were having challenges in some areas where them shouldn't have challenges. I don't know the exact nature of the challenges. I saw other reports that said that, the matter was proceeding but very slowly. I saw another one where a police officer, I think he's in charge of Area 1, said that, it was delicate at the time, so I don't know. So I have seen, and people keep saying they're not hearing an update. I mean, there are 3 updates that off the top of my head I can tell about. You understand? One was given by Fitzbailey. One was given by, I think it's Chambers, head of Area 1 name. And one was given by the CP. You see? So it's just that we not really seek out the information sometimes still, but it's there. Alright, so investigations ongoing into 9-year-old Gabriel King's murder, according to the police. Investigators are now awaiting the forensic results from the crime scene where 9-year-old Gabriel King was found dead in the rear of his mother's stolen motor car 7 weeks ago in St. James. They actually have his body cremated, so I don't know why. Okay. I didn't know that go on. Okay. Oh, Finar, big up yourself, Finas. Good to see you. Shall we say now? Right. After which a file will be sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for advice. Oh. That. May I read that again and listen what it says. After which a file will be sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions for advice. That is loaded. Whilst I will not say what I think that means here, it seems. So we'll see. So do the maths and so you can add up. There is an investigative file that is advanced. There are attorneys involved, and the investigators are now awaiting the forensic evidence to get guidance from the DPP's office. Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Chambers, ACP Clifford Chambers, head of the police Area 1, told the Gleaner on Thursday, there is a full-blown investigation that is ongoing. However, ACP Chambers would not provide any other details on the investigation, as the matter was not being handled by detectives under his command. The Artless Act, which drew national outrage, occurred on Thursday, January 13, about 9 a.m. Now, police reports stated when Gabriel and his mother, Gabriel and his mother, Amoy Leon Issa, were traveling in her Audi motor car along the Tucker Main Road towards downtown Montague. Reports are that she slowed down. Let me read what article say. I'm not putting a word in here. Reports are that she slowed to maneuver some potholes in the roadway when a man approached her vehicle, slapped her in the face, dragged her from the car, and drove off with her autistic child in the back seat. The police were alerted, and the vehicle was later found abandoned off the Fairfield Main Road, and the child's body lying on the back seat of the car, his throat slashed. But the police said they have been listen to this now, sis. But the police said they have been experiencing challenges during their probe, which, according to Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitzbailey, forced the cops to be doing some extraordinary things to get the support that they need. I'll read that again. Let he who have ears, let him hear. And Fitzbailey said this weeks ago, because he was the first person who gave an update on it a few weeks after. See? So, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the crime portfolio, Fitzbailey said they have been experiencing challenges during their probe, And it has forced cops to be doing some extraordinary things to get the support they need. Who they're not getting the support from? Who they're looking the support from? The criminal investigators have since collected statements from the stepfather of the deceased child, Mike Issa, the mother, Leon Issa, business associates of the couple, as well as the family driver, gardener, and housekeeper. Gabriel's biological father, who resides overseas, was also interviewed. When contacted by the Sunday Gleaner, Mike Issa declined to comment. The Sunday Gleaner understands that young Gabriel's body was cremated on Friday, March 4. If you know this, my name is it. A teenager died from stab wounds which were inflicted during that's something different. Yeah, I did paste this as well. Right, so he was cremated on the 4th of March, Friday the 4th. Now, as I said, there's actually nothing new in the article to me, as I've heard all these things prior. See? And what struck me was a statement made then by DCP, Deputy Commissioner, DCP Bailey, that said that they have been facing challenges from areas where they should not have been facing any challenges, and as such, they have been forced to do extraordinary things to get the support that they need. Fitz Bailey for Commissioner, our Minister of Security. I suppose he is very likely that he may become Commissioner one day, you know. You understand? He has been putting in the work. He has been all the portfolio, well, the responsibilities. When he was in charge of CTAC, a whole heap of running CTAC, running pan people. A whole heap of people they are prison now because that's the work that CTAC was doing. So, I mean, the crime kind of beat with bad and he's in charge of the crime portfolio. But we're seeing some progress of late. So, I don't know. You see me? Very, very spooky case. Something spooky about this. Everybody I use the word spooky. Alright, fine. No, true then go spooky, you understand? Thing. Alright, I remember Saturday night, last night, DeAndre made mention of the main suspect in the kidnap case is in St. Thomas a few months back. And thing, I also saw where students at your place of education, mounted a demonstration recently in lieu of abduction and rapes that would have been affecting students on campus. So this is the extra. Disappointed. St. Thomas on lookout again for a rape suspect following Portland incident. So the family of 12-year-old Felicia Prussia is disappointed. It follows a report coming out of the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case that information obtained in respect of the abduction of a female student last Thursday points to the same man who took away the youngster and another girl last October. According to police sources, 2 female students were walking to Casey's farm about 5 a.m. on Thursday when one of them went back to her dorm to get a notebook. She was abducted by a man and an alarm was made. On Saturday, president of the Portland institution, Dr. Derek Deslandes, told reporters that the man is suspected to be Davian Bryant. This is what our information suggests, said Deslandes. His parents live on the extreme east of the case property. Oh. Okay. And I think they are probably squatting on the case property. So he would have known the case property very well. He is from the area, and the information we have gleaned suggests that he is a person, Deslandes continued. Those are some bold statements though, but alright. The student was eventually found by students and taken to the Port Antonio Hospital as she appeared to be hurt. Further, the students formed a search party to find the perpetrator but was unsuccessful. Also, the students returned to campus after a medical examination and counseling, and the police secured clothing believed to be that of her attacker that was found in a tunnel, in the tunnel. Was she raped? I don't know.
Not sure.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Superintendent of Police Kenneth Chin, commanding officer for the Portland Police Division, and the Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay said that the police could not confirm that Brian was involved. But Felicia's mother, Latoya Dyer, told reporters that the community of Bath has been on alert ever since they heard about Brian's possible involvement in the case abduction. I heard about it. We have to be on the lookout. I really feel disappointed that this end up happening again, she said on Saturday. It's not a baby again, but me still feel so disappointed. I can't even find words to say. Look how long them for catch that boy, and I know nobody can catch it. She expressed frustration, and I understand the frustration, that Brian seems to be an impossible target to catch. You only hear that he is at one place, and when you go, he's not there. And nobody knows where he is. So we just have to be on the lookout. Brian, who is before the court on rape and illegal possession of firearm charges, is the main suspect in the kidnapping of Felicia and the 13-year-old Winchie Barrett in Bath, St. Thomas, both of which occurred in 1 week. And thing, right? So, for whether or not it is him, they need to find him. I hope that, and I like me a point of finger anybody in, because in some very developed countries around the world, men have been on the run for 20, 30 years, 40 years. You understand? So, me could put things into context. It would have been nice if he was found prior to now, and I hope that more effort will be expended again, and the search will extend for as long as it is possible, resources and resources available, because I mean they need to get him for more reasons than one. Also, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would have hoped by this case would have done a little bit more in terms of going to practicals in the morning, because that 5 o'clock is from practice.
Right.
You go to that every morning. The road is dark. I mean, you try to go up in groups, but you will sleep, sir. And when you jump up, are you alone have to chat it?
Right.
I mean, a little light along the route would make things a little better, because at some spots, it's so darkness. At 5 o'clock, 5:30, up in Scotland, you can't even see before you.
Or also get security personnel employed by the institution to patrol
Yes.
the area at that time.
At that time. Yeah, because fun practice is at 5. So have some patrol going on between the dormitories and to the farm, because it's a good look walk. So have some in place. You can't just leave it up like that. Also, case is a big campus, but secure it. I would have hoped by this that they would have done more in terms of security, securing the students, especially in the mornings for farm practice. Because as I said, sir, it's a dark long road. If you get left out of the group that you normally walk up with, you are by yourself, you can easily get snatched. Many little holes and little tunnels that you can be put into.
Right, because I'm just mentioning a tunnel in the article, so.
Yeah.
So let me
Because
ask you.
when we're going down, you see that bridge that we go across
Right.
to go down to main campus. It's a big tunnel on here. When we're going over to East Campus, when you go down into that little sink and to go back up on the hill, you have some tunnels that run underneath the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask, when you
So,
were
I mean,
when you were a
go ahead.
student there though, were there any cases of abductions, rapes, them time?
No.
No. Oh,
In
that's
my
good.
tenure, no.
Okay. I mean, in your time, we have more sensible people in the country still. Yeah, bless them, I know. Empress Jen, good night. How are you? Ah, boy. Well, I hope that the authorities at Case will use this as a learning experience and try as best as possible to improve the security around students going to practicals in the mornings.
In the mornings.
Yes, Rasta, Jaja. Richie say I think Richie say our culture strives off excitement. Once the excitement dies down, we tend to move on to the next.
But it's
Hence why
about it.
criminals still
9
at
day
large.
wonder.
That is a
9 day
very,
wonder.
very valid point, you know, brother. Someone attempted to kidnap a friend of mine over there some years ago. Okay, so looks like it's an ongoing thing for you. Yeah, but yes, based on the conditions that you describe, and having been there, to an extent, I guess we can see what you said. So we need to want up a thing.
Because when you leave down by the dawn, there's no light again until you reach up by horticulture.
So
And
Peter
then there's
says,
light again till you reach up to the residents for the lectures.
okay.
Unless it has been changed.
Peter says, so Scotty, the cops them don't know that too. I'm not sure where you go with that though, Peter.
What? As in the tunnels and things over there?
Well, yeah.
Everybody know them.
Okay. Let me see what Peter go with the line of questioning first still. Because I don't know if Peter go say the cops them to do better still. I don't know. I watch it.
But the cops don't patrol the campus.
Then at that, they want to sting too. But as I say, I don't know where
No,
Peter go yet, so I wait and see.
Oh. They don't. Well, when I was there, they didn't patrol campus. And case of too local security, when I was there, one up by the gate, fill up the gate, and one that you see down that they are coming into the office area. But they never have a security or patrol like that.
Okay. No.
You were your brother's keeper.
Our sister.
Mm.
We have complained ad nauseum that I'm a new catchphrase now.
I knew I know.
Yeah.
If you leave what? Replete?
Replete for now.
Okay.
But we could have run in from time to time. You
Right,
understand?
yeah.
So you know what nauseum mean you do it at a sickening level. It's annoying. Basically. Right. So we have complained ad nauseum about the loud noise created and the noise nuisance, let me put it that way there, created by the young back there. A lot of things have been said in the public. A lot of suggestions and recommendations have been made and things. However, we see now for the first time possibly people who have the will and the power to make a change has spoken. So, this is what them have to say. I know security Scotty, them a watchman.
Surety.
Island Traffic
Where you get
Authority.
water from?
You mean I get water from? He's a working man, you know, brother. No, I never seen him sit there before, my bad. Okay. Your internet wants to sort out, and that's what you worry about. You worry about where we get water from. Island Traffic Authority to address problem of loud motorcycles, yeah? So the Island Traffic Authority, ITA, and the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, will be embarking on a joint operation to address the problem of excessively loud motorcycles, which have been disturbing communities. I wonder which community complained to them, you know. A joint statement from the agencies say complaints have been increasing. Look at them uptown. It says the noise emitted from the motorcycles is a result of the removal of the silencer from the muffler. Oh, I think that's something coming up. I never know, say I take out something out of the muffler them. Then I see him on the eagle. Jaja. So director of the Island Traffic Authority, Kenute here, says the practice is illegal and he is appealing to companies who employ motorcyclists to ensure that the silencers are replaced. The joint operation will involve officials from IT and PSTEBs conducting spot checks. So the statement says motorcycles will be examined, and if they are found to have the silencers removed or the exhaust systems modified, they will not be allowed to operate. Head of PSTEB, Assistant Commissioner Gary Mackenzie, says under the road traffic regulations, motorcyclists can be charged for excessive noise. I never know that. The converters. Oh, well, I never know say I'm at it. I think I saw them come just nice like a lawnmower, brother. So I go on. Brother, it's nice, rough most of look here, man.
That's true, it's horrible.
Some of them know say I make him and them want to make them nice in the years as they ride up and down, brother. Come like him and we put on
And I didn't know that they can be charged.
Yeah, so we live and learn. So why they remove them? Just so they can make nice. Then I could they want to look say I don't know, you know, but you don't want to look so rosy, I could have wear them. Them by coming like mosquitoes. And furthermore, most of the robbery and shootings were used by guys riding these bikes. Yeah, they have figured prominently in crimes in recent times. Auntie, I have a suggestion. Some form of permit needed to be sought before one can purchase a motorcycle. We have said that long time enough in there. Long time. Teach, you have any of the new money? Me soon reach that, in brother. Me soon reach to in, come in money. Come in new money. Yes, them bike man, them follow the interview them, brother. I want to tell you. Come like a them care dog, then come let off. Cause you know, we live in a well, so I hope sis that this is not just pillar talk between Peace Step and the Road Traffic Authority, the Island Traffic Authority. Cause you know when egg up on pillar, a lot of things can be said and sometimes not come out there. You understand? So I hope this is not pillar talk. Yeah, right. Oftentimes when the police is mentioned, it's about, you know, negativity and people are cuss them and something. You understand? Especially when security officials are placed in a particular location for an extended period of time, whether it's Zozo or SOE or curfew. Normally residents after a while get frustrated with them and say them abuse them and something. See? I came across an article that I felt compelled to share. We Can Sleep at Night. That is the title. Greenwich Town residents praise Zozo in community. Now, residents of Greenwich Town say they are pleased to walk the streets without fear and sleep peacefully at night. Almost 2 years since a zone of special operations was declared in the Kingston community. So, those on Seaview Avenue has praised the efforts of the Jamaica Defence Force in particular. Them all right, man. Me feel safer. They are doing a very good job, Pamela Gill told reporters. See? We show with it. Another resident who gave her name as Kim added, the soldiers them all right. Them hold the peace. We communicate with them nicely. Them not give us no problem, and we not give them no problem. We just cooperate. It benefits the community a lot. People not have to fret again if them have to walk late. So meanwhile, residents of 4th Street were equally pleased with the Zozo. It feels really good with the Zozo, we can sleep at night. Things not bad, said one resident, Rita True. Another resident, who gave her name as Auntie Annie, said while her community is more peaceful, she's hoping for more job opportunities for youngsters. It's a good desire that Auntie Annie. We want a whole heap of improvement. We want some jobs for the young people there. Even a training center that take the kids them off the road. Too much of them let go on the road and not do nothing. I'm glad school are coming full effect. So most of them will go on back to school. Enough time them not do nothing and them find themselves in a problem. That is so true. You know, say jackass for the cane bump got pound. You understand? The area had been plagued with gang violence between Crab Gang. You know what gang name? Crab Gang, which operates on 8th Street, and Bagger Gang, which operates on West Avenue. The Zozo has been ongoing since July 1, 2020, and since then, security forces said they have seen a reduction in major crimes. So between the periods of July 2, 2020 and March 3 of this year, the area has recorded 3 murders and 2 shooting incidents. Okay. Noting that the Zozo in the area has been yielding success, Dr. Horace Strang said they have shown consecutive success in terms of reduction in criminal activities in the community. Additionally, he said the government is committed to commercializing the Greenwich Town fishing village in Kingston. Whilst Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, who is the MP for the area, shared a similar view, noting that she's pleased that the communities welcome the operation. I think that in the operation of it, in terms of certainly the way that they are treated by members of the Joint Command, they are pleased with that and they are treated with respect, she said. So it is very good to see citizens, internet at again. It is very good to see citizens actually, you know what I mean, feeling compelled
Appreciating.
to say they appreciate something that the police has done or is doing. Well, the security forces, because the JDF play an integral role. And I've driven through Greenwich town, farm, Greenwich town area quite a few times since the declaration of the Zozo there. And the soldiers and police, they are there. And you know what I mean, the residents are milling about, going about them business. So look like them really appreciate the fact that they think kind of up on a local level. You understand? And I suppose that is why to say some people are more in favor of a zone of special operation than a state of emergency, because the zone of special operation have different phases and it also treats with the social and economic situation that exists. Because after the initial entry and clear and breach, I think that is what they call one of the phases, or breach and clear, or clear and secure, or something. Yeah, some only name, we don't know them. But eventually, state agencies, you understand, like, I think NHT is involved, some other agencies are involved, you know, they go in, they assess and they see some of the things that are needed, and you understand, infrastructural improvements are made in instances, and all of them something there. So
it's a more comprehensive approach.
Yeah man, no, definitely. Okay. But one of the things is that the resources, the manpower, and I suppose probably the economic resources are also an issue. You understand? So, but they have been reaping success. Mount Salem was the first zone of special operations, and a lot of things in Mount Salem has stopped or improved significantly down since the declaration of that Zozo. Denham Town was rough. Yeah. Denham Town was rough for a while. You and I were in Denham Town not so long ago, and I mean we saw the soldiers, we saw the police. You understand? We have heard testimony. Yeah, man, we have heard testimonies about, and I mean the improvements that have occurred since. So, I mean, it has its place, but like anything, it alone can't work now. You understand? And as Auntie Annie said, the youths need to be engaged. The unattached youths. I mean, if it was up to me, unattached youths between ages 18 to 25 should be mandatory enlisted in the military. That is my view.
Really?
Yeah, man. I said that many times, man. Over and over, man. Yeah, you never hear me tell you that before.
Repeat the ages of?
18 to 25. If you're not go to school, if you're not work, you understand? You're not do nothing with yourself. Military, man. Get some discipline and come serve the country and make some money and take care of your family. You understand?
Okay.
So, I mean, some people may not agree with that, but I am totally for that. Need a revamp the police youth clubs. It was working. Yeah, back in the days, you know, brother. Now for the youth, them been involved in a police youth club business with truth, you know. But, yes, one of the things that kind of hurt me is when I drive past places and see football fields overgrown, brother. And I be a cow and trample them, brother. No youth no out there play, brother. You know the joy we playing ball at evening time with the ones them bring, brother, and the unity. The youth them are different things. The youth them are meds, brother. You see it? Ask Scotty. Every time we go anywhere, man, I see I feel. I see youths a play. Enough time I say, brother, I wish we could stop and go raise with the youth there or kick 2 ball with the youth there. Because it is so few and far in between these days when I say youths a play ball. And I understand, say, there was a time when a lot of youth, well, I say a lot, males were killed on football fields as man come in and open fire and them something. So I understand that, and I know that probably kind of help push away that too. But we need to get back to them things where the youth them play a ball, brother. Man, we cross and ups and downs a ball game, brother. You understand? A whole heap of unit. I have seen that for myself. A whole heap of ball we play with these. And man, no matter what the problem, when we go up on the ball field, a ball we have play. And that brings enough people together. Always, man.
But then again, Mr. Williams, are we looking at everything? Because remember we always say that. But then if a man a circle for kill you, you're going on one church and you know you're safe right there. So him now come in there come kill you. But that
Right.
has changed. So it all of these as Sir Mark would say, the paradigm shift is so great that the football field is no longer a neutral spot. It's now a spot where you come there to play local ball and you can lose your life too.
Dwayne Stevenson tell we in Augustown, the football ground became a battlefield. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
And that's why I think they choose still. But, thing rough. But me always love to see the youth them a play ball. Because I know what that can do. You understand? I have seen firsthand the unity what that can bring. And thing, oral girl, thanks to the contribution in the fam. Well, I appreciate it in a real life. You know what I mean? Give thanks, man. I appreciate the support outside of the contribution too. You see me? Police Youth Club saved a lot of youths. It has given them a direction in life. Community policing, man. Not be community policing, bro. You understand? Because what community policing does, it helps to build trust between the security forces and the community. You understand? And with trust, people are more averse to sharing information with the police and all of them things. So, I will little things denigrate and break down and deteriorate down the years and the days because, we sit idly by and watch these things and before you know it, boom, soon, them disappear. You understand? Enough little girl can sew and little just again in a brother because then grandmother too busy at dancing. Enough, brother, you don't even know, man. You see? Enough of the things, the traditions that were passed on by our grandparents, them a die out, bro. You understand? Because our grandparents, a young girl and our grandfather, them a young boy, a party and live them best life. You understand? So the passing down of tradition is becoming a problem, bro. You understand? Like you want to believe how bad it is and how worse it is getting. See, a lot of things are dying out because the transfer of knowledge is not happening again between the generations. Broke down, man.
That's why even now when parents come to school, I ask before I make any assumption that you are the mother, these are the one.
You're
You
sure.
tell me what you are. Yes. Because sometimes you may be error and they are not so pleased.
Yeah, man.
Here is what?
Eh?
What's the relation?
Oh.
You tell me, I'm gonna work with it.
Anytime we used to be on holidays, most of us used to get holiday work. Either at some haberdashery or wholesale or supermarket. That's true too. That's true. But
are they seeking these works though?
me just ask that if they really are seeking.
Because I think they still exist. The work is still there, but they don't want to do that, sir. They don't want to do that.
The earphone
quick
nice
money,
too.
you know. Whose earphone nice?
Yes.
Oh, I bought it last week. Thank you.
Okay. Big up yourself. You look like mine. It's just that you have look a silver thing and thing.
Yeah.
But it's true your dog sis. We don't know the youth them not really seek. Alright. So me say super reasonable doubt. Super that the body was a super reasonable doubt. Say youth man them need resources to guide them interests. Whilst that is true, youth man, Zane, you have many resources available to the youths them. And them not interested too. So there's that. Because some of the youth them, I'm going to share an article with them a few about scamming. And you're going to hear a particular story and you're going to see the maths in the thing. See? So just hold on, youth man. Not going to win up. Be on a reasonable doubt. You understand? Alright. Jamaica to introduce new $2,000 banknote. So you are going to talk to the people a little bit. I go somewhere and come back. You understand? Because I don't owe man no money. Don't worry about it. I soon forward. So talk to the people then. You're on your own.
I have a get one job.
But now I drop man. Let me open mic. So forward.
We know where I go. Finar, I saw you said that's a good question. Which question? As in, for me, and being in the school system and sometimes hearing them, as you know, your own little corner, hear them have certain conversations. An honest bread is not what is on their mind. It's the quick money that they are more after. How can I get rich today? It's not about building the wealth. It's about getting up today and me rich. Or getting up tomorrow morning and the money is in my pocket. So it's not as if they are willing to put in a honest day's labor when you hear some of the conversations. The holiday works exist. You still have places that are when I look in Megamart, sometimes you see quite a few of them in those little places working. But they, as you said, they are not interested in that. And then they are into the party life too. So you imagine partying until 3, 4 o'clock. Because as they tell me, Miss Party don't start till 1, 2 o'clock. You finish partying at 5, 6 o'clock. You can't go work. Which work you're going on at that time? You're going to be tired. The boss not going to keep you around. So it's just like it feels as if society is breaking from all angles. Sometimes I feel a little bit hopeless about it. You're not sure what to do or how to do it.
You would them know want so much about supermarket. Crime money is bigger. Carrie Sims, good night, Empress. Sorry, sis.
It's the get rich quick mentality they have. I tell you, that's the problem. It's the get rich quick mentality. And listen me, I'm all for you buy your money. Buy, live your best life. As them say, YOLO. But $19,000 for your shoes. And that them want. When me said to you, why you don't have your tie? But you can wear black clocks today, brown clocks tomorrow, and you are telling me, say, miss, say 19,000 or whatever. So it's like the priorities are not where they should be. That's the other problem that exists. Where the priority should be, it does not exist. You know things tough for mommy and things not balance. In most cases that I have seen, single parent and the mother is the only one. The mother is the parent. And mommy, I try with you, but you pressure mommy for this big money for buy the shoes, and you pressure mommy for this money for buy the pants and polo for days. If I not polo, you're not gonna wear it. And at the end of the day, when exams come around, the money not there to pay for your exam. And when me ever say, all right, if you had put away a little other money there, a little other money, you don't have the exam fees.
But watch
but again, sis, the priorities are not where they should be.
Yeah, but watch you now. The parents and priority, you know, they were then there because they can't put on. The father them buy the clocks them. The mother them put on the extension and the fingernail them on a party every night of the week said we. So what kind of lesson you teach you youths them?
So it's overall, sir.
So and I've said before in this that I think one of the biggest problems facing us as a nation is the breakdown of the family structure in the country. I said that many times.
Correct. We agree with that.
You see, through me a fool, people don't listen to me, you know. You understand? So, I don't know, yeah, man. Kids are a reflection of their upbringing. Most times, Richie, most times. Because you have youths that bring up well and then turn cruff. You understand? So, that's how I think go.
And, sir, there's nothing wrong in wanting to see your child in the best. Because I know that my mother always wanted
hold on, sis. I not say them buy for the pitney, you know, them buy for themselves. And then when exam come, you as a teacher have your help pay youth exam fee, brother.
They don't want the fees.
I have lived that life many times.
But we know this.
So,
how much time I call you and say, brother, boy, that 1 year. What we can do?
Yeah, look, exam fee make up. I not have it that year.
Yeah. We never circle that year up before.
No, you never circle that year. Last year.
Next year a year. Next year a year.
Eh, no, me not have it. You understand? I'm here soon I forgot school.
But it's true. But it's so true, sir, that the priorities for both the students and the parents are at the wrong place. They are at the wrong place. It doesn't matter how much when September comes in, me start preach. CXC fees are going to be paid in October. Start put down $1,000. You understand? If me see I make an effort, I'm willing to beg somebody to make up your money or find somewhere and make up your money. Leave the principal and say, Miss, say, yes, she start make up her face and no money in there. But Miss, give me some out of your purse. I will make up a child. But you not do nothing. CXC fee come round and you get the voucher and not even one out of $15,000 you don't have. And when me look on your WhatsApp status, you're a heavy party. Well, Basil. Me don't have the urge to help as much as if I saw an effort out of you. So we are your priorities.
As the WB say, do the school still have the teach the kids how to bank money? Me not sure, brother. But I know the primary school, we not working at primary school. Yeah. But it's a good question in the WB. Me have to go find one. That's a very good question. Because the money that we bank, me never see them,
Me never get back yet, sir. Me don't know it there. I'm boss. Me might piggy bank in a teacher.
You know, so I'm going to have some money run at some place.
No man, a Scotia minded with.
A Scotia for me there too. Me not hide no name.
Yeah, but a Scotia minded.
A Scotia for me there work with too.
Yeah.
And you used to have to give a teacher. You used to have to give a teacher $20 what every Monday, I think.
Me didn't get a piggy bank. Bar me bar feet in a kind of done.
I'm gonna tell us enough little things are phase out the WB. But I'll check though. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. You see? Alright, Scotty British. Come in new money. How you feel about the new money then? I mean, you love money, so I don't think you would have a problem with new money.
What the new money has no negative effect on me, I love new things.
So what kind of negative effect could any new money have?
I don't know. I really don't know.
My daughter in high school have bank. Okay. Yes, that's good. Yes, okay. Peter, new money. Well, I know we talk about the new money. I not even a green screen when I couldn't show the new money. But I do a video about the new money one day. Oh, you don't watch it? See, nobody ever get that money from primary school bank. Well, Gary, me not get for me, so I don't know. So, I don't know if anybody was fortunate enough to get for them. But I want to use it to good things. It wasn't a lot, but it was what I had, and I was a poor child.
At the time.
You understand?
You remember them big $10 then?
Yeah, man, what you answer, brother?
You remember that big old $10?
All right. So, Jamaica to introduce a new $2,000 banknote. I was supposed to talk about this last night, but it slipped me. It ran me from me. There were so many things to talk about last night. So, Jamaica is introducing a new $2,000 banknote on which late former Prime Ministers, the Most Honorable Edward Seaga and the Most Honorable Michael Manley will appear together. So talk about that. It is among a series of new upgraded notes which will go into circulation later this year. The notes will honor 7 national heroes and 4 former prime ministers. Now, Minister of Finance and Public Service Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clark made a disclosure as he opened the 2022-2023 budget debate on Tuesday, March 8 in the House of Representatives. He said that the new notes are part of the work being done by the Bank of Jamaica to upgrade and refresh the currency in circulation to save costs through increased durability of banknotes. Because what they're saying that the material that they're using to make these ones are more durable, and as such, you don't have to go print as often, so you save money in the long run. That they must say. Remember, just share the news, and they don't mean me make you, I tell you what they must say. Right, watch out. Right. So, and not only that, so he said, he said that the new notes are part of the work being done by the BOJ to upgrade and refresh the currency in circulation to save cost through increased durability of banknotes, enhance the security of banknotes to reduce the risk of counterfeiting, enhance the banknote features to better meet the needs of the visibly impaired, and ensure that the color and other distinctions among banknotes of different denominations are clear. The BOG advised me that the introduction of the 2000 note is necessary because he said that a technical study was done, and out of the technical study, a number of things came up. For example, many people have given, based on the technical study where him said, many people have known to give $5,000 thinking it's a $500. And it cause
Right,
problem. Because if me make mistake and give you my $5,000, and say you have to take bills out of it, Zane, and you will give me back $400 instead of my $4,900.
4,900.
We are gonna have issues. Me I tell you, cause I know say a man gonna say you have 5 bills they give me. Because the truth is, if under the right lighting condition, or let me say under the wrong lighting condition, the $500 and the $5,000 can pass off as brother and sister, you know. You understand? Yeah, man. So, alright, the 2,000 note makes no sense. Alright, Conroy, now see a word. Remember, say that me making with them. I tell you what I'm going on, you know. It also happened with the 100 and 1,000 notes to a teacher. See, first thing, you know, me take the money for stop at $100 still in a system. Let me tell you that straight, plain and straight. The money for stop at $100. The most me give them is a $500. The most. You understand? Right now, you say we have $10,000 and $100,000. I joke me on it.
Finance say it, you know.
What the 100? What say? Money for top of $100?
10,000. No,
Ah, 10,000. Alright, so I go continue. So them say them a try improve something. So the BOG advised me that the introduction of a 2,000 and one more thing me for say. See? Them a say for example a 5,000 like you pay a taxi man or a bus man. It change business is normally a problem too.
Taxi man, you tell us if you have 5,000 come here and care.
So those are some of the rationale they gave, but as me say, money for stop $100. That's our meeting, but we could go on talk.
But sir,
Yeah.
you would be very Jezebel. Imagine you have to pay bills. And going like taxi man care, especially early morning in them first, second trip. $5,000 not to pay bills.
So you know, prefer me give $5,000 and walk out your car and say me nah no money.
But me can't change it.
Right, me understand that, but then me give what me have. Suppose me just get it from my father for go to school or my mother. I know me have a problem. Seek change.
Your mother never said you Friday night before go change your money to go to school.
Then time they would have had no $5,000. They don't me for change, you know.
Where you did that? $500?
$100.
I did the biggest money?
I think so. Remember me no young, you know.
When I was high school?
Maybe. I think at the time they $500 come in.
How you know that far from me in age? We used to get $500.
Alright, remember I said me did grow up poor and I never used to send out for big money, you know.
Move on, go.
That's why you want me to tell you the truth. Yeah, so, alright, so we could go on. It doesn't have the value for it to stop at 100, right, Kev? And that is the point that I made. We shouldn't have the value if you stop at $100. That is the point that I make without making the point. You understand? So I'm glad you infer that. Alright. But the 2,000 don't make any sense in paying taxi. But yeah, but then it make more sense than 5,000 for me, 2 cents. It's interesting that for me 2 cents, I said that, you know. The man is a pirate for him 2 cents. The man is 2,000. But 2 cents, the 2 grand make more sense than the 5 grand, you know, when I do the maths. And the face of it. You understand? It ain't easy you take a 2 grand from a man than take a 5 grand from a man.
Who the for the 2 grand?
Who the for the 2 grand? Eddie and Michael.
I don't want another one.
What I mean?
Just no one none, sir.
So but me a pay and me no more. I just that me don't want it.
One day.
Alright, now say a word. We can work out
He's a
something.
peaceful person either. You imagine them 2 money in your pocket. No, sir. Give me something. Give me 5. Who on the 5? Who will be on the 5,000?
Right now then change him. Me soon tell you. I got a song down share. Could be. Me not even sure. Me soon tell you. Yeah. Alright. Me could continue.
Yes, you two mix up, but teach them as Scotty and the 10 grand note. Avoid the please.
If you now put Baba and Miss Loop on the note, them and them people, they may have put on note. Watch out. So I could continue. So he said that the BOG advised me that the introduction of a $2,000 note is necessary and would bring greater efficiency to the currency structure, allowing cash transaction to be settled easier. With the introduction of the $2,000 note alongside the 1,000 and 5,000 notes, persons will require fewer notes to settle transactions, he said. He said that the new upgraded notes last 50% longer than the existing ones. Yeah? Dr. Clark pointed out that by policy, Jamaica's banknotes feature national heroes and deceased prime ministers or premiers. However, The existing banknotes comprising 50, 100, 500, 1,000 and 5,000 feature only 2 out of 7 national heroes and 3 of 4 deceased prime ministers. Our hero no longer appear on our banknotes. Yeah? And the Right Excellent George William Gordon, who were on... yeah, alright. Yeah. So as such, national heroes... let me fix that. Our heroes no longer appear on our banknotes. In the 60th year of our independence, this aspect of the national project must be restored. Our national heroes must once again appear on our banknotes, he said. As such, national heroes, the Right Excellent Paul Bogle and the Right Excellent George William Gordon, who were on Jamaica's original banknotes, will now appear together on the upgraded $50 note. So George and Paul, they're on $50. The Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, who was on Jamaica's 50-cent note, will now appear alone. Marcus appear by himself in my Black Star Liner on the upgraded $100 banknote. The Right Excellent Nanny of the Maroons and the Right Excellent Samuel Sharp will appear together on the upgraded $500 note. I laugh, boy. In addition, the Right Excellent Sir Alexander Bustamante and the Right Excellent Norman Manley, who were founding fathers of the modern Jamaica, will appear together on the upgraded $1,000 banknote. Former Prime Ministers, the Honorable Donald Sankster and the Most Honorable Hugh Shearer, will appear together on the upgraded $5,000 note. Dr. Clark said, what do you mean? What you look for?
So Marcus alone get one money for inside?
Right, him on the Black Star Liner. Dr. Clark said that the BOJ will be holding sensitization sessions so that the new security features can be understood and that the visually impaired community can become familiar with the features that differentiate the banknotes. Now. The $2,000 note. Right now. I mean, here all the way, Dr. Clark has to say about this and that and dress and whatnot, you know. See? But I am wondering, you see, if the creation of the 2000 note wasn't an attempt, a deliberate attempt made to get Edward Seaga for money. Me can't help but ask the question. May I tell you the truth of God love? I mean, I wonder about it, eh?
There was advocate here. So why not just put him alone on a 2000 note and call it a day?
Them couldn't do that. That would then cause so much problem. So in order to kind of mellow it out, then put him a Michael Valley. As a matter of fact, I'll go even further. Since as they decide to see, I think Tivoli Gardens has been renamed, or them are planning for rename it as the Edward Seaga High School. The highway, the new leg from Caymanas to Mama Bay, they named that Edward Seaga Highway. Now we have Seaga for money and all of these things. So I am wondering, I am wondering if there's a concerted effort being made to Seagarize as many things as is possible.
You think so?
Me ask. You know me answer, me
Oh,
wonder.
you ask him.
You know, wonder mean. Oral girl, big yourself, me ask. I don't know what you think.
But why though? Why would they want?
Why? See, I got no JLP man, true and true, brother. So them in a power now, and them have the power in a power to do some things. What you mean? As I said, me just ask my head big, you know. Me just think something sometime, you know. You see? Next thing. I don't know if there are image rights issues with the great Robert Nesta Marley. If they did want to put Seaga and Manley on the same money, you see that picture there where Bob at the National Peace Concert where Bob all up in hand and put all the two of them hand together, that should have been the picture. If we are say we are honor some people, but they must say a national hero alone and former Prime Minister. And Bob was not officially a national hero, but he is a national hero. You understand? Auntie. But let's say, you know, it's just the mischievous side of me come out sometimes. I mean, I have to ask these things. And the truth is though, is that in terms of former prime ministers, more former prime ministers of the Jamaica Labour Party was on money before now, you know, because Shearer and Sangster are Labour right them, you know. And Buster. While only Michael and Norman did the department. So I did 3-1. 3-2. So then more time I think about some things that we just laugh, you know.
I see the Jesse value is not
I
clear.
just have to read it to Jesse, you know. Hold on, let me see. I am streaming.
Eh?
More time I think about some things I just bust out a laugh, you know. I wonder.
I see the
Eh?
Jesse value did some stuff, but
But you see what me I say? I you know see what me I say?
yeah.
Oh yeah, you hear me? Yeah, you hear me I say? Me just a speculate still, me don't know, me just a say. But truth is that we know the money for $100. That would benefit us greatly. Oh, one of the next thing is that people have been expressing concerns that with the introduction of the $2,000 note, it is an indication that inflation will even get worse. I listened I listened to Twitter Spaces with the finance minister, and he was asked that question specifically, and he said that based on his expertise and competencies and knowledge, it won't influence inflation either way, whether positively or negatively. You understand? So I don't know. But we have, boy, I don't know. I mean, as Father Dan Rose saying, I don't care who won the money as long as the value remain the same. Me not care who the money there in Dan Rose, because I can't change, you know. I'm just saying, an opportunity was missed if them go and put Manley and Siaga upon the same money. Use the picture with Bob Marley and Miguel. Get Bob upon the money. But I'm wondering if there are image rights issues with Bob. Because the truth is, the Marley family no drop no catch when you come on to Bob, you know. So, me don't know if that was an issue. You understand? Auntie. But you know, funny enough to you know, sis, I think that Jamaicans would appreciate banknotes more if people like Bob and Louise Bennett and Usain Bolt and people who would have raised Jamaica's profile internationally were placed on a few of them.
Question though, do they really pay such keen attention as to who is on the money?
You know, see what like conversation then, you blind?
No man, the conversation is no, because it's as Richie said, this is the hot topic, 9-day wonder. So rich nobody not care. So I'm saying that outside of all this excitement, outside of the newness of this of the changes, do we really care who is on the money?
Well, I don't care.
Really
Me can't speak
attention?
to nobody else. You will care?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
To be honest with you, no. If I have the money, I can spend it. I'm good.
Right. But as I say, my spidey senses that tell me a look at thing. You understand? So I have to share it. Sometimes you have to talk, you know.
You better buy your Spanish friends, get somebody wrap up a newspaper and lick it.
If you not have, if sometimes you have, if you know, chiching things, if me not talk, me then dumb. You understand? Yo, me doesn't feel mischievous. Jamaica really doesn't need a new banknote. I mean, the technocrats will tell you otherwise, and I guess they are the expertise. Only thing me know about money is that me know some have to work to make it. And I know some use to buy the things where I want. You understand? Apart from that, I just keep it moving. You see?
You know, when they start spending $5,000, they start spending.
You broke it done, you know, man. When I break a five, just don't say a $5,000 you have to spend. If you want to spend $5,000, broke a $5,000. You understand? I just saw the thing set up. You see? Alright, so I could continue, sir. Speaking about prime ministers and all of these things. You know, people are things. These are troublemaker, you know. These are good youth, you know. You understand?
Sometimes I wonder.
No, man, he's a good youth, bad, but more time, it's just the nature of the work I do. They look like me a troublemaker, but me is not that. You understand? Me just love my country. You understand? Okay. I'm tired of foolishness. But, watch out. Ex-prime ministers to get full pension on the proposed amendment. A bill now before Parliament will assure retired prime ministers the full salary that goes with the job, as well as allowances equivalent to what is paid to cabinet ministers. So I'll read that again. You see how quick you top laugh, oh lad. Frank say, what joke? Frog say what joke to you is dead to
Dr.
me.
Wise, dead to him.
A bill now before Parliament will assure retired prime ministers the full salary that goes with the job. So the salary we are getting now as put it this way, so the salary Andrew are getting now as prime minister, when him retire, his pension are gonna be the salary we get as prime minister. No. Well, that is what I get. I could be wrong. Let me go on and read. Watch this. A bill now before Parliament, because me not the brightest, but me not the dunces, will assure retired prime ministers the full salary that goes with the job. Yeah? As well as allowances equivalent to what is paid to cabinet ministers. So you not only get your full salary as prime minister when you're an ex-prime minister, but all of the allowances them where cabinet ministers now get, money where they get for what brush them dog teeth and cut them dog ear and wash them car and then drive. So you get all of them things that too, plus your prime ministers pay for your pension. Yes.
What are they getting now?
So I'm going to tell you, don't move.
Yeah.
What you mean, him salary?
Yeah, what as a retired prime minister?
What am I getting now? I don't know. Myself, can I read the article yet? You know? But I just know say it for share. God, I just see it since even. Watch out. The amendment to the current Pensions Act will immediately benefit the recently retired opposition leader and ex-prime minister Edward Seaga, and also apply to Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, who is expected to retire sometime next year. This is an old article. See? Me just bring it up to show you something. You understand? Because I never know about it. At present, retired prime ministers are entitled to pensions of 2/3 of the salary of the job. So, back in the days, when you retire, you used to get 2/3 of your payment at your job, where you used to get as prime minister. See? But since this did change, I may not remember when it changed, but we bring it up for a reason. So watch out. You get your full salary plus all of the thing. Watch out. So now, show me there. But with the proposed change, he or she would get the annual salary pertaining to the office of Prime Minister once retired. Once the retired Prime Minister also leaves the house. And you soon realize why I may share this. If he steps down as Prime Minister but remains a legislator, a job for which there is also a salary, the 2/3 pension would apply. So the bill is expected to be debated. So all of them things are gone through. But me I said this is put this. Which part the minimum wage there?
$9,000, I think.
$9,000. See it? $9,000. You ever work out what your pension would then be if you retire as a teacher? Per month? Oh, you never work
I'm not
out?
trying to stress out myself.
Oh, you're not trying to stress out yourself. So the moment you are prime minister in the country, as long as you stop being prime minister and you start collect your pension, you are going to get the same money where you get as prime minister plus all of the benefits. All right, make continue. So watch this now. So I said this is an old article, you know, but I'm sharing it. I come across it for the first time today, but I share it for the reason here. So the bill is expected to be debated by Parliament. And I said this, it happened already. But on the face, the change would give, well, Seaga, who served as Prime Minister between 1980 and 1989, a basic pension of $4.7 million per annum. You ever work out your salary for the year?
How much per annum?
4.7 million. Remember the man I get, what am I get as Prime Minister, you know, if you work out. So I'm then get pension, you know, 4.7. Plus, we not done it, you know, plus a subsistence allowance of $78,000, which is what is now paid to Patterson. Additionally, a pensionable Prime Minister would be entitled to, listen, a housing allowance of $216,000, which is the amount paid to cabinet ministers. A secretarial allowance similar to that paid to an officer in the executive, post 2 in the civil service, of approximately $891,000 per year. A social secretary's allowance similar to that paid to the government's senior secretaries, approximately $570,000 per year. A chauffeur's allowance similar to that paid to the governor general chauffeur plus uniform allowance, and assigned personal security from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A household helper's allowance at twice the minimum rate of salary, inclusive of uniform allowance and laundry allowances paid to the GLS 1 group in central government, or approximately 6,510 per week. And I am probably sure that based on inflation, these figures have probably increased down the years. This is the country that we live in. I mean, I say, you know, if you get your pension, you know, if you work for the country, you're a civil servant, the last of civil servants get them pension. How much you brush dog teeth? That is not one of your allowance, brother. You answer? You see, maths teacher?
Then, I said I'm going to run for Prime Minister, sir.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. See the character and get it. Missy, I saw, I think
Go
it
on,
was
pick up yourself. Eh?
somebody said something in the comment. I want to find it to read it. That it was changed by
Bruce?
not Bruce. The other one.
Andrew?
No man.
PJ?
That was there, so the changes came into play. I think that's
I came across the article for the first time today. And when I read the article, you know, sis, me I said, then hold on. Then,
a cruel and unusual punishment for you, sir.
and me and you pay that, you know? How much is a teacher's salary? It depends on which part on the scale of the, you know, brother. You understand? I think just going in as a degree teacher, that's about what, sis? About 120?
No, not so much. If
Yeah,
it's
man.
not a trained teacher.
No, man, as a degree teacher. I mean degree trained teacher.
Degree, but not. Oh, yeah, man.
About 120.
Yeah,
And then now, if you have senior teacher responsibility, you get about one next one.
25, 30.
25. I'm more than 120, man. You look a bit more than that. You don't know how much I get paid. Because I don't talk about my pay, you know.
How much you pay me?
No, man, I'm not talking about. I can't tell them how much we pay you. You understand? That's different. But it depends on which part of the scale there. No.
Yeah, it all depends on where on the scale you are.
Yeah, but a teacher will just come in our system. I think probably them salary about 120 for start as
Yeah,
a
man.
degree teacher.
What your code makes sense enough. 120 as a degree trained teacher, and
So
then
when I
any
read
other
that.
allowances. You look on as a senior teacher.
Right, you get some people book allowances and all them money and something.
And if you're a senior teacher 1 or senior teacher 2.
Right, so it depends on the scale. So I can't tell you right off of my head, Jason, but about 120 on average still. See? Auntie, but teach Bruce did opposed to it, but him a benefit from it. Yeah, because I almost sure said now thinking about it, there was something about if you choose still. Yeah, but I guess him a win. 120 a month, that is small. You don't know what they have, brother. You understand? That means Mr. Reid will steal all the money is going. Mr. Reid is not Prime Minister. He was not Prime Minister. But so I don't know. But I think like how them pay him off. Well, I don't even know that situation. I guess he might get pension to do. Kind of civil servant as teacher and ratted. Bombard to still have a payroll, you know. Teacher, I've seen a teacher level. Yeah, but I mean, it never really made no sense neither. Scotty have that too. Some have Scotty have seen a teacher before me. Scotty money enough for me, what you mean?
Well, you would have seen a teacher too, and me one. Move and go.
Yeah, but it no matter. Yeah, I seen a teacher for me. Sure. Anyways, I remember a teacher, PJ, do it before him step down. Oh, that 800 US a month. That is our salary and more every 2 weeks in the US. Yeah, man, Scotty, a senior teacher, Richie, man. Scotty, a great supervisor, man.
Stop calling my name, man.
Who, me?
They said you call my name?
Yeah, grade level supervisor. For that, you know, secret for you.
Sorry.
Me is not that. Yeah, sir. Don't tell them about
Use
the
what?
tread bag teach. Eh? Me? Me just a regular teacher, man. Don't tell them the tread bag. I wish it was a tread bag. It's
Seriously, I teach agriculture.
oh, I teach geography. And I look at social studies. Me, that can't stay though, but yeah.
Garfield, what you mean? Garfield, take your phone, me say here. Before you knew. I'm a
Oh,
single
Sean,
woman in a...
Sean, who said teacher I make money? I will tell her that, tell them so nothing go
Yeah,
so.
who said that? No, teacher don't make the money in a real life. I give away all 5 to help lunch
The
money.
youth say, as what you call
That's
that?
it.
What you call the thing where guidance count, where guidance do?
Welfare.
Welfare, you give me a fight that
Yeah, man, I'm
welfare.
sorry, go back to the welfare. If you're not careful, Sean, I can tell you on any given day, if I have money in my pocket, it doesn't matter how much it is. If I'm not careful, by the end of the day, my pocket empty. Because if I use 150, 100, no, I just remember saying I used $100 last week and he not come back to me with it.
Oh man, I
Circle.
give the youth the money, man.
No. Men
Okay.
him did have an agreement, so I'll let me.
Oh, you did have an agreement. You can't
I don't want
let
to
people,
forget it.
you can't let people now work money. That's
But
my
that,
rule, you know. You can't let people
that
now
was
work
the
money.
conversation. Sir, that was the conversation I had with him. And he said, Miss Scott, you know me, man, me have come back with it. Mark me face.
We say thanks for the voluntary service, Rodney Price. Yeah, so I think so. But yeah, we could come to the answer. How Scotty a agri teacher and she don't promote agriculture? What you mean?
That's
Alicat,
not
what
true.
you mean? That's not true, brother. Yeah, man, Scotty, I was a promote agriculture, man. You understand? Probably the time when we are talking about agri, she would be on a stream like this. You understand? I probably should never in a stream, but our thing, man. Remember, 100,000 is gross. Tax come out of it. No, man, after then they give me tax it. I don't remember, because I did ask to look at my pay stub, brother.
Long time I
I
never
just used to say, look at change in my bank account and I spend it.
You do what you need to do,
I
right?
keep up with it, you understand? So I really don't know. I tell you the truth, oh God love.
When it comes to salary, one co-worker I can depend on. I'll always go to her to ask her the breakdown and what is what, and see. Me just go to Mrs. Reed because I know she know the full breakdown to the cent. To tell me.
Can't imagine Scotty using a fork. Alright, yo. Petrol Jam. Remember we spoke last night, keep on as a friend, about the increase in oil prices after sanctions was placed on US by the US on Russia's oil and thing, and Russia supplies quite a large portion of oil on the world market. Now, Petrojam said they are pursuing additional oil suppliers amid the Ukraine crisis. Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is now in talks with several source markets to ensure uninterrupted fuel supply during the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, according to General Manager Winston Watson, our Petrojam team is now in the United States attending the annual American Fuel Petrochemical Manufacturers Conference to meet with oil traders and national oil companies to secure additional options for both crude oil and refined products. I have always thought about sponsoring students, but I've had bad experiences in the past. I can see how that would happen. You understand? But maybe I could link Scotty for student referral. Hey, yeah, link her. Zane, show
Yeah, with the mentorship program, yeah.
Right. So at present, Petrojam sources crude oil from Petrobras in Brazil and from Colombia and Ecuador. Small quantities of crude are also bought from Barbados. Yeah? However,
Never know that.
but that frightened me. However, Watson said since the Ukraine crisis, the refinery has reached out to other countries in the region, including Guyana and Argentina. At the same time, Petrojam is in talks with Petro Ecuador in Ecuador and Ecopetrol in Colombia to establish supply agreements. Talks are also on the way with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation with a view of securing around 4 million barrels of crude oil per annum. Meanwhile, Watson said Petrojam is making every effort to ensure fuel supply to Jamaica at the most competitive prices. During these types of geopolitical events, smaller countries such as Jamaica may experience greater challenges in sourcing both crude oil and refined products. However, we are sparing no efforts to ensure that we have access to reliable crude and product supply, said Watson. Petrojam has additional crude oil storage in St. Eustatius, where up to 1 million barrels of crude oil can be stored, and Watson said alternative storage arrangements are being explored. Okay, cool. Petrojam Limited is Jamaica's sole oil refinery, and they commemorate 40 years of service this year. And as me I say, crisis bring opportunities. I'm telling you that, you understand? If oil prices are go increase, it means that gas prices are going to increase. If you have to buy gas, you have to drive. If you have to drive, you have to buy gas. Fesco is the only publicly traded company that provides gas. Well, I don't just gas them, kerosene and all sort of something, all sort of things they provide. So do the research. Just an informal recommendation, suggestion.
But back to you, because I hear you talking about buying Fesco. You have to have the money to buy it, don't you?
What do you mean? Look how much money we spend on hair and nails and KFC. Some things are not really necessary.
I don't know about people.
How much shoes we have? How much shoes we can wear one time?
How much shoes you have?
Me have quite a few shoes. I can afford a few shoes.
Okay.
When
so
I
maybe
grew up,
you, sir, can afford to buy.
There were times when I had no shoes. So now me make sure I have a few shoes.
And that is fine.
Right. So
but
as for me now, I may not be one who make me have to sacrifice a one shoes. There are people out there who can do that. Because the complaint is why teacher compare ear and nails to gas.
No, make me see. Me hear him talk about
because
ear, man.
When we talk to people about investment, they always find complaints. Me can't do this and me can't do that. But we use disposable income for the whole of foolishness.
I like what David said. David said, you must say what Sasko said. And to moat.
And Sasko say now what I
see
the
get everybody. It's done.
Say why I said obviously get that. Alright, so as me I said, opportunities exist. That's all me I say now. Me can't alone if spend no money, but me just opportunities exist. You understand? Food prices are gonna raise. What the companies then will sell food. You understand? Electricity are gonna raise. Don't do the maths. Water are gonna raise. Don't do some things. There is opportunities in crisis. That's all I have to say. You understand? Right. So for the people that may have complaints that they don't have it, think about some of the money we spend unnecessarily each month. Just think about it. One less party. You understand? One less shoes. One less Devano's visit. One less KFC order. What do you mean?
You not promise me ice cream?
Me promise you ice cream?
Yeah.
Me promise you ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
You carry me on for my birthday?
Stop do that.
You can't. You promise me what they say. We are gonna have a drink and me reschedule me and complain. You can't me for that yet? And me
but you haven't given me the new date. But you promised me ice cream for sure in a past Devano's.
And me promise you ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm going to answer class right now. Dennis Meadows resigns from state boards.
Okay.
So what Mr. White for? Former deputy chairman of the Firearm Licensing Authority, Dennis Meadows, has resigned from all state boards as the fallout from the Integrity Commission's investigation into the issuance of questionable gun license intensifies. In a damning 245 page, I'm tired to read this still. You understand? Last week, the commission said Meadows was referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecution for determination on whether he should be charged for misconduct in a public office, breach of the public trust, and a breach of the Corruption Prevention Act over the role he played in the granting of a license to his brother-in-law, Clint Rennie. And then something else. So basically, so we know all of that. So let me get to the part, I think, you know.
The meat of the matter?
Meadows has also, let me find last month. I want to see the place that we resigned from. So Meadows said given the latest controversies, he was resigning with immediate effect from the boards of the Western Regional Health Authority, River Rafting Authority, and Falmouth Hospital Management Committee. He's in a lot of boards. You understand? My board ready, you know. I'm not on the board. Come to think about it. Time for them.
What?
Yeah. I'm board ready.
Who says that?
May I tell you? You deaf?
I look, you think I'm gonna say work.
What do you mean?
I know when you're ready.
What do you mean? Me and a politician and a friend still, you know, so I'm not going to make up on the board. See? But right now, them alright with them board, you understand?
Alright, I'm gonna go open school and put you on the board.
No, sir. With you, you open school, though, that's all like that cost me. That sounds safe. Sis,
Yeah,
my
we don't
cousin-in-law
really
got a
want
JPS bill for $257,000. She brought solar panels after that.
I was Sharon Carriage. Shop.
Go club. You need enough light. Alright, big up yourself. So Meadows saying resign from some boards, sir. Eh?
You said between JPS and NWC,
Oh.
the struggle is real.
It's a rock and hard place, them man.
Yeah, man, the struggle, because they can't do without them.
So Montague resigned Friday night, I think, and he's now saying, cause you know me ask a question, was he fired or did he resign?
He resigned.
You did it?
That's what they said. That's what
Okay.
they said. Mr. B, I'm going by the article.
Oh,
They said he resigned.
stick with the facts.
Yeah, and he never said that he was asked to resign.
A former
He
minister
said that.
says the former minister says he spent a long time debating his future. But some JLP supporters believed he was forced out. They have been caught. What you mean? Boy, I mean, you see, there have been calls for his resignation, but when Robert Bobby Montague announced it late Friday night, many were surprised. Then when what surprised it takes so long?
I was surprised that
Alright,
he did it.
you teach. I have a 2x4 fire. Oh, I'm bored. No,
That one.
you were surprised saying resign.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
surprised that it took so long for him to resign. So I guess
Ask
both
me
of
why
us
I
have
was
different
surprised,
expectations.
though.
Why? Because prime politicians don't resign.
No, because I would have thought that there were other instances before this
That he should
would
have resigned?
warranted such actions from him, and it didn't take place. So for him to do it for this one, I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. May I hear you?
But I'm proud of it. But I
Even-
just didn't see it coming.
Even a WhatsApp message that he sent to those in his group was met with cynicism. Some even saying that it was fake and his account had been hacked. But confirmation came later that Montague, member of Parliament for St. Mary Western and freshly appointed minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for, among other things, the housing portfolio, was no longer a member of Prime Minister Andrew Holness's cabinet. When the Jamaica Observer contacted him on Saturday, Montague said that he could not say much more on the matter of his leaving the cabinet, as his lawyers have instructed him not to speak on the issue until certain matters has been dealt with. However, in response to a question as to whether or not he was forced by Holness to resign or be faced with dismissal, Montague responded flatly, "No. I have been contemplating it for a while. But for now, I have been advised to keep quiet." Was all the seasoned politician who also served as mayor of Port Maria would say. Now around 10:59 Friday night, a WhatsApp message from Montague stated, "Good night and goodbye." No, that's not what it said. "Good night. Just letting you know that within the last hour, I handed in my resignation to the Prime Minister. Well, to the PM as Minister. There are some personal matters that I have to deal with. I need time and space to treat with these matters. I have to deal with them. I have retained a law firm and is being guided. I am in good spirits and took time to think this through. Of course, we in good spirits. Them the money tall, like a Jericho wall. Close to midnight, an oddly worded Jamaica House statement from Wholeness on the resignation said, late this evening, I met with Mr. Robert Montague, who tendered his resignation with immediate effect. Minister Montague expressed that it was a privilege to have the opportunity to serve at the highest level. And long story short on this, the man said he wasn't pushed there, sir. That me I tell him.
You think he was pushed?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think him and PM have
If
a
I
conversation.
went in Prime Minister meet, he resign, I push him get pushed, man. If you resign, you resign before me meet, brother. Why you wait for me to meet? Let me know you when I need to meet, send in your resignation. If me and you meet and we talk, I push you get pushed, man. They can't give me nothing.
No, not necessarily. Because I might have come to the conclusion that yes, I'm going to resign. But it's something that I want to discuss with you because maybe
Sure.
you can show me a different avenue where I not necessarily have to resign.
Brother, he gave the Prime Minister no
Sir.
choice. You understand? I fire and get fire. What am I going to tell you? The people that walk around and tell us they get fire.
Of course, persons will say that they got fired. I've had conversations and persons say, yeah, fire me get fired.
Politicians don't tell us they get fired, they resign.
Okay.
Ruel said him resign. Ruel don't resign now. I fire, Ruel get fired. You understand? No, I say enough people have said Montague will return soon. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. But you can't even put nothing past them, brother. You understand? So them a try weekly run at one part when one place. On the committee where they say them make Portmore a parish. You understand?
Mayor?
No, I not think so. Him up on a committee, man. Him up on a steering committee. I don't know if it's him steering it. But watch it right. You see when the next election come, Weekly will be, if the Jamaica Labour Party win the election, Weekly will become a cabinet minister again. Write it down, so I tell you, say, Sunday, the 13th of March, 2022. Say, if in the next election, the JLP retains power, Andrew Wheatley will become again a minister of cabinet. Remember me tell you, now? Write it down somewhere. See it? Now, Bunting, the man who is out and stunting, he responded to the report from the Integrity Commission. The PNP as such has said that they are standing by him. However, political commentators are also calling on him to resign.
Okay.
But
he's saying he has no need to. He didn't do anything underhanded. That's what he's saying. So he's not leaving.
Bunting should resign too, analysts suggest. As news broke that Member of Parliament, Montague has resigned from the cabinet following a damning Integrity Commission report, calls are being made also for opposition Senator Bunting to do the right thing. The calls came days after the Integrity Commission. I want to know the rest of it. You understand? Bunting, who was Montague's predecessor, was also cited for 2 alleged breaches in the report. One call for Bunting to step aside came from political commentator Lloyd B. Smith, who is also a former Member of Parliament for St. James Central and one-time Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives during the People's National Party administration. Lloyd B. Smith, a former PNP man for Chuno. Speaking to the Observer on Saturday, Smith pointed out that Bunting, who previously served as Minister of National Security, should step aside from the Senate. I noticed that he has been threatening legal action, and we talked about that last night, and I don't know the basis of that, as I am yet to be fully advised. What I would say to him, in the meantime, is he should at least remove himself from the Senate until he can clear his name, Smith said. He too should do the right thing and set an example. I think it all boils down to accountability and respect for the rule of law and integrity to those who wish to lead us politically and otherwise, the former politician added. As for Montague, Smith said that he did the honorable thing by resigning amid these shocking allegations. Yeah. I think Montague's decision to demit office is the right thing to do because for some time now he has been plagued with a number of so-called scandals, and this latest FLA issue really has been unfortunate. But again, Lloyd B. Smith treat this like it new. This revelation came about from 2018. We know this. I mean, the details, I guess, just become forward. Smith continued, he's one of the most outstanding politicians in the Jamaica Labour Party. Having been chairman and running successful elections in St. Mary, it is such a pity that his career has taken this tragic turn. But he has done the right thing by stepping down, and I wish him well. Now, popular public affairs commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang also shared his concerns about the Integrity Commission report, calling for the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, to put his foot down. Chang told reporters that the allegations made by the Integrity Commission against Bunting should be respected. I expect the same thing from the opposition leader. Whatever positions you have given Bunting, take them away, said Chang. Remember, this is not just regular people speculating, you know. This is the Integrity Commission, where we have a body of men and women with exceptional characters to give us the truth. If we cannot believe in the Integrity Commission, then what can we believe in? Why wouldn't they both resign? It is the logical expectation. They should both acknowledge the authority of the Integrity Commission, maintained Chang. He noted that these allegations of handing over legal firearms to people of questionable character must be taken seriously as crime continues to plague the country. We cannot control the illegal guns, though we are trying, but we can control the legal guns. I believe that if we don't do everything we can to control them, we are basically saying we don't care about the people who are being murdered then. We have seen cases in the past with murders being traced back to legal guns. So, if I am a security minister, I am going to make sure that nobody with a criminal past gets a gun. Argument done. The political commentator shared that he has noticed a paradigm shift being experienced by the Andrew Holness-led JLP, with the JLP being plagued with scandals since 2016. He commended Prime Minister Holness for ensuring that these political representatives who have brought shame on the party resign from their roles. Fire. We have had 5 events since 2016. Andrew Wheatley and Petrojam, Ruel Reid and the Education Minister, George Wright and the stool business. But it's a George Wright and the stool business. Floyd Green, allegedly out during lockdown, and no Robert Montague. I mean allegedly. Man saying make a mistake. So in the out. This is not even the first time Montague's name has been involved in scandal, said Chang. Montague has had many lives, so like many people, I don't believe he should have gone back to the cabinet the last time. There you go. But eventually, he crossed the line, so I think we are seeing a new paradigm shift, he added. Now, former Mayor of Montego Bay, Shalman Scott, has not also called for the resignation of both political representatives, but want a thorough investigation into the matter. We have been having too many cases of allegations and proof of corruption coming out of the political representatives from both sides of the political divide. Since 1990, we have had some 30 major cases of corruption in government. Of the 30 major cases, only one has concluded where the politician who was responsible was severely punished. That was then Minister of Labour and Public Service, Jag Smith, G.A.G. Smith, that we talked about last night, Scotty, who was sent to prison in 1990 for embezzlement of farm workers' money, Scott pointed. Scott claimed that allegations of corruption in government had caused a high level of distrust among the citizens of Jamaica. This, he said, should be the very reason why all political representatives who are found guilty of corruption should be penalized. The last 2 general elections spoke very loudly to the level of disaffection and dissatisfaction with the political process in the country. The turnout fell between the 2 elections by 11%. These situations worsen the mistrust among citizens of the country, and there will be consequences, as world history has taught us, because after a certain level of disaffection, then comes revolution. The former mayor appealed. They should be punished. This is later than we think, and we are a short way from social upheaval. One of the greatest contributing factor of this social upheaval will be the accumulation of mistrust in successive governments. You think Bunting should resign?
I mean, I thought that that would be the honorable thing to do. Step aside. Even I like what one of the analysts said, right? He said that even if you step aside now in the interim, allow things to be fully fleshed out and everything comes to light, and from there then you make a next go. As into whether it is you should really step aside or you can go back in. But to stay in now kinda make the thing a little bit jiggy.
Oh, you judge it
And
like
as
the
you know that they're
internet.
calling on Mark to put him foot down. Them a call for Mark to put him foot down and
But
but
how will
sir,
Mark put his
how
foot
he
down
got independent was
when Bunting a Mark
mhm.
bestie?
Well,
But you know the better question
that's it
is,
now.
but hold on, no? Give a
Mm.
better joke. Give a sweeter joke before we move on. See? Has Peter Bunting's desire to be party leader and potential prime minister dissipated? And if not, how will that work out seeing that his bestie
Mama,
is now president of the party that he wants to run?
you don't know you're gonna meet the someone then tag you it, you do the rest.
Tag team.
Mm.
I doubt that
Maybe we
because
can
you
have
see power,
co-prime minister.
power as a way of making people who have it only want more.
More.
So
Correct.
I don't know that the
Right.
tag team are gonna work out. A man
So
taste you and say, yeah, at this year, then me I go want this year. So I don't know.
well,
But I don't mean I say we see what go on. But
co-prime minister, sir. Two of them really want to.
co-prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
Well, many people still feel that Mark is Peter's,
Puppet on a string?
like Ken Booth say.
You go
So I
father
don't
again.
know. I know. You see the politics in the country is you see the guy look at this out there, you have to just skin out the teeth. You understand? Cause some strange things. Remember, Bunting also exempted the two former soldiers of the shooting of Clark. Yep. This politician doesn't know the word name accountability. So when the aid the AJ, Bunting has his hands up, Mark Golding, like a puppet. Okay. Yeah. So me here.
We there you go. I said, can I see a spoil no dance?
Well, I don't know. I don't think he will resign though.
If he hasn't already, I doubt that he will.
I don't think he will resign. I know, strangely enough, as I said, never mind. Trapped in the dark world of lottery scamming. So let me read that properly now. Trapped in the dark world of lottery scamming. Watch a style here. Major players struggling to break free of the illicit trade. Businesses and law enforcement lament battle to break the back of the crime syndicate. Now, after amassing significant wealth from defrauding unsuspecting North Americans for over a decade, Candice is desirous of ending her involvement in lottery scamming. But the lure of quick money has kept her trapped in the fast lane. Candice was introduced to the game by her brother during her final year in high school. She has seen his life change overnight from living in a one-bedroom board structure in their sugar-dependent community to owning his own home in a gated community in the neighboring parish without having a job. You follow his style? I left school because while it could prepare me for the future, I needed a way out. No, she said. My now situation was hunger, discrimination, and many distractions that come with living in the garrison. The lottery scam or advance fee fraud is estimated to illegally raking over $300 million to the Jamaican economy annually, and has been a source of embarrassment for successive governments, and continues to be the main driver of commerce in townships like Candice's home community. Unlike other crimes in which residents cooperate with the police in their fight against criminality, many neighbors see the lottery scam as the answer to their harsh economic situation and encourage it. Targeting mainly the elderly or those with disposable income, particularly in the United States, the scammers telephone their victims and inform them that they have won a drawing or a lottery along with other major prizes, but the cash or prizes will not be released without upfront payment or fee or taxes. I want a boy to call my phone and tell me I win it, but I have to pay and forget it. You understand? They then constantly pressure the victims to send more funds until all their resources are depleted. Most of the youths chop the line or make calls. It is the way of life for my community, but they waste their money flossing and showing off. My focus was about making my life and that of my family better, Candy said, likening her struggle to walk away from the illicit trade to an ex-convict trying to reintegrate into society. But there comes a time when it changes you. There's a darkness inside, and no matter how much you get, there is still an emptiness. Not even our Scotty gone. But man, Scotty disappeared. Right. Not even the money makes you happy, she shared. My youth, they just disappeared with a dancer.
I know, like, I was in the dark.
Oh, you was in the dark. Okay. Alright, so we will continue. Right. So she has said, no. But there comes a time when it changes you. There's a darkness inside. And no matter how much you get, there's still an emptiness. Not even the money makes you happy, she shared. It is like you are sentenced to life imprisonment. Because the more you get is the more you want. The more them get, as Gregory said. Yeah, man. And if you don't stop, you can end up dead or in prison. But you continue. She netted $90,000 in the first 3 days of joining the illegal trade. And by the second week, she had collected nearly $500,000. Since then, she has purchased her home and invested in several money-making ventures while staying under the radar. Candice admits that most of her victims were elderly, born between 1930 and the 1950s, but she would not reveal how the identity and information on her victims were acquired. But a top lottery scam investigator said that call centers have been the #1 feeder of information from the get-rich-quick scheme. Sometimes they have girlfriends, family members, and friends working in these call centers, and they entice them to supply them with confidential data. The investigator said, declining to be identified because of the sensitive nature of the investigation. Through personal links, the scammers can get the information free of cost, but in most instances they pay an exorbitant amount depending on how many names are on the list they are purchasing. The Lottery Scam Task Force member said. Now, businessman Patrick Casserly, a pioneer in the local outsourcing sector, said that over the years, several stringent strategies have been implemented in the burgeoning BPO industry to prevent confidential information from being compromised. We went so far as to install metal detectors to prevent the workers from entering the workspace with any form of listening devices. We also had a clear desk policy. Casserly was the founder of ACS E-Service International, which was sold to Xerox in 2012. We were also the first company to prosecute for breaches, including a female employee who was sentenced to 3 months imprisonment. But the attempts were not widespread. Long story short, you understand? You can't read all of this. It's a very long article. See? The illicit lottery scam came to public attention in 2006 after young men in Granville, St. James started racking in raking in big bucks by convincing mostly elderly Americans, blah, blah, blah. Within months, persons in other communities had caught on to the scheme. Oh, so a Granville lottery scam thing go on first. Okay, I see. The counter down there good as not happy for hear this, and I not call his name. But, hey. Alright, we could go and talk. So, within months, persons in other communities had caught on to the scheme, and before long, several young men throughout St. James, Westmoreland, and Hanover, without any legitimate source of income, were lighting up social circuits, driving high-end vehicles, and building mansions. As the number of players increased in the lotto scam trade, communities throughout the western region were transformed into killing fields as competition for loot turned to deadly rivalry, involving the notorious Stonecrusher gang, which demanded a percentage from each scammer or a certain debt, which has made the West the most murderous region over the past 15 years. 80% of the murders and shootings in the Westmoreland Police Division are related to lottery scamming, the constabulary revealed. You hear that, Scotty? These incidents stem from persons extorting scammers or accomplices in disagreement over how proceeds of crimes should be shared. Proceeds were also used to purchase guns or bribe public officials, law enforcement noted. Now, special anti-gang task force and anti-lottery scamming units such as Jamaica operations linked to telemarketing, which is made up of Jamaican and the US law enforcement, are given island-wide jurisdiction. With support from other international partners, investigations have led to a flurry of arrests and extraditions over the years, but police sources say the lack of support from the nation's legislators is making a mockery of the anti-crime efforts. We will arrest an individual who has lottery scam paraphernalia in his possession, place him before the court. He pays a fancy attorney, gets $50,000 fine, and then he's back on the road doing the same thing. But then you hear that the police are doing nothing. A seasoned crime fighter with more than 30 years experience lamented. We have police, teachers, politicians, and even doctors who are scamming. The current law was hastily established, but it is just another basket given to carry water. So there's very little. What the hell the police can do? Yes, Rasta. This reminds me of Kevin Watson. You know one thing go? Yes, Rasta. All the time, you know. I want to miss me that stream for you know. I want 120 minutes. I know I'm on them, man. I know that. I'm going to share one more story, two more story, and then we'll go to bed. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did this video today, but I think we need to talk about it. Expensive prisoners. $500 million to feed inmates annually in correctional facilities. So it is costing the government, well, it is costing taxpayers, let me put it differently. It is costing taxpayers over $500 million annually to feed inmates at the island's correctional facilities. Figures obtained by the Jamaica Observer show that in 2020, it cost $13,000 to feed one inmate per month, and the island's prisons population currently amounts to just 3,700. The revised estimates of expenditure for the current financial year shows a food bill of $527,374,000, with that figure expected to rise to $581,431,000 for the coming financial year. The issue of feeding of prisoners has been a vexed one for many Jamaicans over the years. It is popular opinion that prisoners should be made to work to pay their debt to society and feed themselves. What say you? There are two farm prisons in Jamaica: the Tamarind Farm Correctional Center in St. Catherine and the Richmond Adult Correctional Facility in St. Mary. But sources said that there's very little taking place in terms of work and productivity on the farms, which mostly lie in fallout. A source close to the Richmond Adult Correctional Facility said there isn't enough staff and we have to focus more on security. So farming takes a backseat. We do a little here and there, but nothing on a wide scale. We supply some of the other institutions with eggs from a small chicken farm, and our pig rearing is at an all-time low. I believe it is time for the authorities to take a close look at what is going on because there is enough land available for cultivation and production, and we should be putting more into the system in terms of growing provisions, meat and vegetables. That would lessen the burden on taxpayers, and funds could be shifted to assist with more rehabilitation programs. Richmond Farm once incorporated a large banana cultivation with cash crops mixed in, including corn, string beans, pak choy, and cucumber. Now, a correctional officer at a high security facility said many staff members are furious that the government is laying out so much on feeding inmates and is calling for an audit of the services. The Auditor General's department needs to look deeply into what is taking place in prisons. From where many of us sit, we see this as a money-making thing. Jamaica is in problems in terms of fish heads. It's a friendship thing, and somebody needs to look at how the produce contracts are awarded. Some serious allegations that very muted, but he continued, you have many prisoners who desperately want to work. They want to do something. So why is a man sentenced to hard labor and he can laze about all day, sometimes making mischief? This is an absolute disgrace that so many acres of land at Richmond and Tamarind Farm remains underutilized and are turning into forests. And the institutions are buying things like yam, sweet potato, cabbage, callaloo, and bananas. You know them things are expensive. The taxpayers of this country need some answers. If there was better management of the men, they would be able to supply all the fresh produce that is required, as they should. Minister with responsibility, So Minister with responsibility for correctional services, Xavier Main, and the Commissioner of Corrections, retired Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel, remained tight-lipped about the feeding program in the service, refusing to respond to questions. Another area of concern raised is about dieting for people with diabetes and hypertension and them things there. Because apparently them feed them just what is available.
Everybody gets
the same thing. You understand? So he must say like this thing for fix. So another area of concern raised by a correctional officer is in the area of dietary needs for inmates who suffer from diabetes and or hypertension. We are supposed to have nutritionists and doctors who screen and make recommendations for certain inmates with medical conditions. But from what I have observed, they are just fed what is there, and the daily menu leaves a lot to be desired. I know this is prison, but what is served raises questions about where all the money is going. You see, Max?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
For example, every day there's rice and dumplings. When I tell the man, them I say, I just want dumpling them again. You remember that? So it was a public thing. Some prisoner complain, say, yo, I want dumpling and look a grave them again. Alright. I know this is prison, but what is served raises questions about where the money is going. For example, every day there's rice and dumplings. Sometimes there's cornmeal porridge and crackers. They have recently introduced saltfish, and there's a limited variety of meat kind. So, what is $500 million being spent on annually? Rice and dumpling, and porridge and crackers.
So
yeah,
what
man,
I'm
sweet
getting,
potato. Right.
the gist of the article is that they are saying it's $500 million, but what is it being spent on? Because clearly it's not the food that is being served in the prisons.
Right. Let me give a better gist of the article. So man, I say some hanky-panky here go answer.
Yeah, man. So let me call for your audit.
But hold on. I put something in a context for you right now. $500 million just for food. We don't factor in water, light, education. Because you know that
any other resources.
Healthcare. All of them things, you know. I remember a few years ago I read an article that says it takes $2.5 to $3 million to care for one inmate per year.
Is that Rodney Price?
No, man.
Okay. So where the money I go, sir? That me answer. Where the $500 million I go?
Then me not working at DCS, miss.
If you not buy food, who are going to do the investigation? Sister Monroe?
Them a call for Pamela.
Yeah, man.
But in fairness to the DCS, I have seen exposés off because they make like spices and stuff and bottle it and sell it and they make other things
Yeah,
and
and I
sell
think
and
some of them said she got GP and they were making bun and something on it.
right, and they make
Yeah.
clothes as well and furniture and them something, you know. So we now say nothing now go on, you know. But
But more can go
you
on.
can't have a whole island on a tamarind farm and rich man.
A rich
And
man
you
do.
know buy
And then
things
I
them where
use
could
up.
where could you understand?
Yama to sir, yellow yama white yama $250 a pound, yellow yama $200
Sweet
a pound.
potato, callaloo, all these things.
Those things should be grown on the lands that the prisons have.
And he made a very
Utilize the land them.
yeah, and the person made a
But
very
then he made a good point. He's saying that manpower is another problem
right,
why the land cannot be utilized.
right. So that's the
Because
next
you
thing.
can't have one officer supervise 20, 30 man out there with cutlass and fork and then something there.
Some
So
of
you
the
have to
money
have
is
the
being
manpower.
diverted into some underground tunnels. It would be good for an audit to be done of the DCS.
Hey, send Sister Ellis down
It is
there.
in the best interest of the public for that. So I
Anything
suppose
going on, she
me get a whistleblower vibe from this article. So I suppose they would have suggested to the AG for running.
I could look into it. Let's see what's happening. Do an audit. If there's nothing to hide, why not do an audit?
You remember we did do a stream recently and James Ban and some people that we need new prison.
Uh-huh.
Then where we are getting money from to feed so much people, brother?
That's what I'm saying. One, run the audit, and two, look into getting the resources into play so that the lands can be fully utilized.
I have
Every
seen
ground provision, every food that the prisoners get should come from the lands, should come from their farming. It shouldn't be purchased external.
a man say judge sentencing to hard labor and you just lay down your whole day and
And they have a piggery unit. Grow some pigs, sir.
a poultry unit
Grow some chicken.
and a layer unit.
Get some egg. So that everything that is consumed within the walls of the prison, sir, it should be so much, there should be such a surplus that they sell to others.
A C-TOC, TOC not doing any work. I don't understand how that Japanese say, brother.
That kind of half.
Yeah, because I don't know that
Maybe my
C-TOC.
log. Maybe stream a log.
I don't know. Maybe. But the Andrea always up to your time still. I think the Andrea said C-TOC not the investigation. But then C-TOC can't investigate if they were not given any information as to
Somebody have to commission the investigation.
Was a report that was filed to C-TOC about allegations of improprieties and irregularities there. I don't know. Why the Andrea make some blanket statements sometime though, bro? Jaja.
Sure you. He put smoke in your way.
Yeah, man. Blanket statements sometimes.
Yeah.
But a good
I
youth
think
still,
those,
it mean well.
seriously, the prisons, especially those with the lands in the environment where they can farm, the only thing that they should consume should be what that comes from the farm. The only other little thing, maybe a little rice and a little flour, that's it.
I have
But
heard.
yam, banana, cassava, sweet potato, Irish, all of that they should grow.
I have heard people before say to like, debushing the roads and then something there.
Mono go so far.
Inmates to do them things if you put them to work. People that want to serve time for hard labor. And every inmate gets sentenced. Why?
As again, stretch up the resource of the human resource. Because it's the same issue here.
Right. Or is it?
It's the same. Well, if alright, so going based on the article is saying that we are lacking human resources.
Right.
Is it true? I don't know.
Good. That's why I asked the
So
question.
I am going off the premise that it is true and that they are lacking in the human resource department. So if that's the case, that's the first thing that needs to be remedied before we can even go forward. Before you can think that yes, them are gonna fuck up the land and plant some things, them need to have the persons who have to supervise them out there. So if that is really an issue, fix that, and then we channel down. If you clean up the head of the river, the bottom are gonna run clean.
Well, if it depends, you could have somebody in the middle that throw about dirt in there.
Oh, Jesus.
Jamaican inmate would disappear in nearby bushes.
That is why I say, if the human resource is an issue, I wouldn't push to go as to the
Well,
extent
man,
to
them a
say
disappear in
have
nearby
them
bushes and them a
butchered.
cut bush with a chain.
Whatever.
You just got left man, oh, go cut some bush, go chop bush. Like the UICR. But it has been a vexed issue for a long time. As sentence, so some of my man get sentenced to hard liquor. They should be farming in order to eat. I don't.
But if
well,
they get sentenced to hard life, to
hard
hard
labor.
labor, what do they do for the
You
hard
know,
labor?
man say,
Just
man, them,
ask
some of them, man, them spend the whole day lazing, L-A-Z-E, laze. Sometimes
what is the
making
hard labor?
mischief.
That is the hard labor?
No, that wasn't the hard labor, but that then get.
And that it come down
That
to...
available, what you want.
Okay.
The man, them a keep dance. Boy, look here. You see,
The hard labor part of a sentence is all down to the judge's discretion.
right, now judge sentence and nobody else sentence you. So the judge decide whether you go hard
So you
labor
know
or
you
not.
decide you need to do some work.
Right.
Penance. Okay.
So
Yes, Janet Jones, eat what your grocery for true, man. If the land is there, let them grow some things, man. Some callaloo, some planting, some pumpkin.
this is
Understand?
and this is a part of what we need to look upon in all of this. This not supposed to be so hard, sis. You understand? Tamarind Farm and Richmond were designed specifically
For this purpose.
for this purpose. Yet the lands lay bare. The man said the line follow. Mean and probably dig
Not
upon
the
it,
grass.
upon it,
Yeah,
right?
man. Grass upon there.
And it apparently has been ongoing. See? And we have the Department of Correctional Services, DCS, which oversees the operations of penal institutions in the country. But the people in my DCS continue to be paid. The administrative arm of DCS. You understand? Then, aren't they paid based on appraisal? Like how teachers have to be appraised? And if so, what the appraisal they look like? Because if this prison is designed specifically for one thing, and it is not being done there, then lock down in prison. Send them somewhere else. You understand? These are examples again, Scotty, of things that shouldn't be so bad. That's why the country don't progress in the right direction. Or progress any at all in some instances. Because the people who were given the authority to make changes and make a difference are dropping the ball. I mean, understand the human resources constraints, you know. You understand? Have they lobbied for more human resources? Zane? And if they have and haven't gotten, them need to say that.
That is why I would love for the full audit to be done. That Sister Ellis could go aside there and tell me some things that are going on there.
That would be an interesting read. And this again should point to us to remember that every time somebody is sentenced in the country, we become responsible for that person. Yeah, sustenance. That said, it is and I am of the view that we should try as best as possible to have as few men going to prison as possible by trying to put things in place, preventative measures in place, instead of treating instead of treating the symptoms, to cure the disease, as Tanya saying in one song. You understand? So we continually treating the symptoms, but we not cure it. You understand? So when people are saying we need new prisons, that is why I was adamant and saying, no, the resources that we are expending not only building a new prison, but sustaining a new prison, use those resources to try and catch the youths before them deviate so far.
Before we
That's the
reach
Mafia
the
prison.
prison. Correct. Agree
You
with
understand? So, that's my view upon the thing. So, I could watch and see. I would love for an audit to be done at DCS. See what I go
I
on.
would love to read it.
Disgusting photo of penis beside ex-girlfriend's mouth lands man in hot water.
Eh?
A Kingston woman got the shock of her life when she checked her ex-boyfriend's WhatsApp status and saw a photo of his exposed penis next to her face as she slept in her bed. The woman was alerted to the presence of the photo by her ex-boyfriend following a late-night disagreement. It was reported that the man, who confessed to committing the act, and the complainant were in a relationship from March to December of 2021. However, up to February 1 this year, the man would sleep at the complainant's home. Oh, okay. Okay.
But then break up, but they still live together.
Yeah, you want to look so.
Are you still sweet then?
You look right. You said that. You understand? They had a disagreement on that night, about 11 p.m. Almost an hour later, the complainant received a voice note on her cell phone from the man, telling her to check his WhatsApp status. What a dirty boy. The complainant noticed a picture of herself sleeping with the man's exposed penis beside her mouth. Following a report to the police, the man was arrested and charged. He pleaded guilty to using a computer for malicious communication in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court and has been ordered to make compensation of $200,000 to the complainant. However, when he appeared in court empty-handed on Wednesday, Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague ordered him locked up. On Thursday, one of his relatives took $100,000 as part of the payment to the complainant. The 40-year-old, a big man, brother. The 40-year-old man said that his night spent in custody was rough. The judge responded, it was rough. So you will learn now not to play with this court. I am happy we have that understanding now. Look at that. One night and 100,000 from the man who come before me with his two long hands. Maybe if I give you another night, the other 100,000 will come. Call Montague. When asked by the judge if she was aware of the offense, the relative agreed that his actions were disgusting. It is shameful, the senior judge expressed. The man's bail was restored and is expected to return to court on March 23 with the remaining $100,000.
That's how juvenile of him though, 40-year-old.
Dirty man. You understand? The judge should then make sure, take a picture with fair thing beside female and post it on her status.
Who are gonna make a right teaching?
Yeah, I know that. What does I say? You understand?
No, but seriously though, I mean, that's crazy. So because she and him break up, and they break up by them, and the new argument by them.
Right.
Like just read it out and take a picture of it inside her mouth.
And then him have the audacity to call it, message her and say go look on your status.
Go look.
Dirty man.
She see. So without her seeing it, it serve a purpose when you want, So you have to say that I go look at it.
Teach, please think to wider your topics and aim on the financial and government networking. And I understand that.
Really?
One comment. I would also say that they need to be careful how they use the devices, Richie. Yeah, peace. Big up on yourself, I have some more things to talk about, but as Scotty said, I'm on the winner. So, I think preparation thing go on and thing. But big up on yourself. As I said, this was just a makeup stream. Our Rebellious Boutique is here. How she comment? I know she comment.
She said your clock mash up.
My what?
Your clock.
The clock? Where that
Your
comment
clock.
there?
I don't know if it is.
Oh, my clock mash up. Oh, can I tell her, say, I want to know how many stream for.
I don't think I'm here mash up.
No, we don't think so. Yeah, peace. Big up on yourself. May I get the wrap-up signal?
Okay, I wish you talk about women be more careful with their friends. That time woman,
With the what?
she go out of your bed.
Peace. Big up on yourself. Enjoy your week. Be safe. Make up to break up. No, just a makeup stream because we did a breakup last night. Scotty internet did what I don't even know. You understand? But she look decent tonight. You understand? Me fix her up nice. You see inside there? Nice background and then sitting there and nice lighting and nice camera and nice headphone. Nice everything.
A nice
Yeah.
girl.
Oh yeah. That part there too.
Hey, one of them dirty way. Hey. I got a perfume, you know.
Peace, big up on yourself. You know, graffiti background nice. She don't want to sit with on tree funny. Like she a lizard. But me say no. You understand?
Put more sweet pan branch.
They want to swing pan branch, they go swing pan branch, man. I not provide a branch you swing pan. She look good for true cooking, man. That's true. She look bearish.
The Richie me a go. I wonder why.
Peeps, big up on yourself here. Me soon. Tuesday, 7:30.
Good night, guys.
Make it a date and don't be late. Don't look
Who is
feet.
Tuesday?
Get book feet. We anyone that is great.
Ah,
Oh.
singing sensation.
Singing sensation. I want to tell you, say I not even cut 1 second of that interview yet.
Really?
Yeah, man, I'm going to sleep tonight, man, so I can match it up tomorrow.
Go with God, God, me not come.
But I say about 3 hours. What is about 3 hours? About 2.5, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Say no from me edit.
Really wonder.
It feel longer than that still. Run on
Oh.
But whichever way, I split in a 2, but I keep in a 1.
Okay.
Peeps, big up on yourself. My voice just sound sweet in my headphone. Bambat. Me soon.
I feel fool.
Look here, all I will have to favor something. You understand?
Well, for the other day, me with that statement, me watch you carefully.
All I will have to favor something. Say me favor
Everybody
fool,
have to be something.
I just say go. You're right, everybody has to be something. What are you? Let's not go there. Peeps, big up on yourself here. Me soon. What good? Step with ya. Safe
Good night,
chop on the
guys.
gravel. Tell the people them bye-bye, man.
Good night. Have a productive week. I hope all good things come your way, and if not so good comes your way, you are able to buffer and to withstand. With Christ in the vessel, you will smile at any storm.
Remember, say that stream is a makeup stream, you know, so you didn't get paid for last time stream already, you know. And you're never
That's
there.
cool.
So that stream
Nobody make us
is a
You know,
free
say you love
stream.
when we
You know.
argue?
Free
You
stream.
love we argue. We
That
realize
me
that
tell
with
you.
you.
What that
You
stream
don't
name?
love me with this.
What that stream name? Free stream. Peeps. Can't kiss a teeth right now. Till tomorrow.
Yeah,
Be
you
soon.
got try look trouble.
Big up on yourself.
Good night.
Tell Scotty thanks you're a free stream.
Good
What
night,
good
guys.
folks?
Good night. Good night. Good night, Cookie Mama.
I'm out.
You find the outro yet?
Me not make it.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. Around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
Broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live, this is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.